Hi everybody. Yesterday I had one of those days where it just kind of got away from me, so sorry about that. Okay, but I have videos now. So Y&R yesterday was kind of interesting because Victor spent a lot of time giving Claire a history lesson of the Newmans and the Abbotts a little bit, and a little bit of history with Kyle. Um, and kind of warning her to proceed with caution about her relationship with him and kind of asking, what is it? And she said, it's just a friendship at this point, okay. So, when I heard that, and you have to understand that that was the majority of the episode yesterday, okay? So, when I heard it, I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, well, I can see it because she's his granddaughter, and, he cares about her. But also, kind of somewhere deep inside, I knew it was because Kyle is an Abbott and she's a Newman. Although I found out today they haven't changed her name to Newman yet, but they're thinking about it. So that's another thing. Okay. But she's a Newman, he's an Abbott. So that Victor doesn't want any Newmans to have anything to do with any Abbott because of the long-standing feud between the two men. And the business feuds and the personal stuff. It's kind of all intermeshed. So, yeah. Um, okay, so like I think of every episode as like a building block as to this grand masterpiece. Okay, so you already have the block of what I just said. Then you add on today, and of course there was a scene with Claire and Kyle again. And I like it. I do like it because it's obvious they're trying to build a romance, you know, a coupling. Um, and like I said, I've always wanted the younger to go with the same younger, you know. I mean, they've tried the older and the younger and the other, and they've tried interracial. Although the thing with the interracial relationship and the same-sex relationship, honestly, is yes, they have it on screen somewhat, but they don't really give it a go. Okay, and this is another piece for my argument here because yesterday's episode featured one line from Nick. Um, Faith and no, yeah, Faith and Moses broke up. Another breakup that we didn't see on camera. Why this is important, okay? Moses was black, obviously, because he was Lily's son, and Faith is white. So yet another interracial coupling that didn't go right. Do we see a theme here? Okay, but in other news, kind of from yesterday's episode, then I'll move on to today's. Okay, um, you can still see the bond that Phyllis and Nick share. And I think it's because they were friends for a long time. And then they happened to have a kid. But I don't think the kid was really planned per se because, well, as you all know, I think, and for all you who don't know, a bit of a history lesson. Cassie was dying. The character of Cassie was dying. And Nick didn't know how to handle it. And Sharon tried her best to be every kind of comforting she could, but it just didn't work out. But Nick had all these feelings of sadness, rage, and everything else that goes along with the death of a child. Okay? So he had to put the emotion somewhere. So Phyllis walks in, and they have a affair because he's still married to Sharon at this point. And of course, when Sharon finds out, it's devastating to her. leading to their second divorce because, or maybe their first divorce. They've been married and divorced at least twice or three times. Okay, and it was very devastating. But then, of course, Summer came out of that affair. So, I guess you could say something good came out of it. Okay. So, going back to yesterday, you can see because of all that, Nick and Phyllis have a good bond, right? Okay. So, the question is, Phyllis does not want a relationship at all, or so she says. Nick has basically said he doesn't want one either. Okay, well, another thing is soaps. You can usually see a coupling coming because they put them together all the time and whatever. Okay? But also, on the flip side, whenever two people deny or say they don't want a relationship so damn hard, I tend to not believe them. A. And number two or B, um, there's a line in Shakespeare that says, "He doth protest too much," meaning he's negative about it, like saying, "No, no, 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 I don't like her," or "No, no, 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 no way." Okay, there's a little too much of that to where I start to not believe you. So I can see a case where somehow, I think it's because I can see it building because they spend so much time together in little bits, not all the time. But and then one thing happens and they end up like sleeping together, but it's not gonna be salacious. I don't see it happening that way, but I do see it happening. So another coupling to possibly watch out for, because I think a lot of people, including myself, have been down on the Sharon and Nick getting back together for the umpteenth time. So they feel they have to pair everybody. So that would be the next logical pairing for Nick. So all right. I think I covered yesterday. All right, bye everybody. Today's recap coming right up.